Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all, I just want to tell you that no matter where you go in life, you have to know that God has the last say. And whatever you're facing, God has the last say. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It only matters what God says and what you declare over your life. Just know that whatever you're going through, you shall get through it. You will get through it. Better days are to come. And you have to be joyful and have happiness and peace in whatever you're facing right now. You cannot wait on anything to change before you get peace. Before you get happiness, before you have joy. You have to have it right now. You don't need anything outside of yourself to feel happy, to feel peaceful. God has you. Whatever you're facing, God can change your situation. Never let people determine the way you feel about yourself. You always have to look at yourself in higher regards and know that you're totally whole, worthy, and complete right now in this moment. You need nothing and nobody to make you whole. The thing that makes you whole is God. Do not let other people bring you down just because you have a belief in self. Because I don't know what it is, but a lot of times when you believe in yourself, it offends people for some reason. And if you believing in yourself and chasing Jesus and chasing your goals is offending people, those are not the people that are meant for you. God has the right people lined up that's going to be coming into your life real soon. Like I was telling y'all, divine help is on the way. Divine people, divine encounters, divine friendships. It's all orchestrated. It's going to be coming up around this month. So just know that you do not have to settle in any relationship, whether it be a friendship, a family member, a relationship, um, where you're currently living. Like, you don't have to settle in anything. Like, God did not place you on this earth to settle. You didn't have to play small. You can literally have what you want out of this life. As long as you put God first and you seek God to guide your life, guide your path, like, you can get what you want out of life. Seriously, you really can. The way you perceive life is the way life will perceive you. It's the way life will come back to you. So if your perspective of life is amazing and it's beautiful and I get what I want, like, I'm always in the right place at the right time. God is always working things out in my favor. I'm a divine being. Like, as long as you have that type of mindset, and you know, no matter where God places you, no matter where you go, you will always shine, you will always strive, you will always win. Like, your life is literally what you speak, what you think about, what do you do on a consistent basis. That's going to determine the way your life is. So, are you a person that's wasting time? Are you a negative person? Are you always wishing bad on other people? Are you a jealous spirit? Do you have a spirit of jealousy? Are you a monitoring spirit? Are you a person that feeds off other people's pain? Like, what type of person are you? Whatever type of person you are, your life is gonna show a direct reflection of the type of person you are. Because you will attract the same type of people. Like, you might be around a person, you be like, why am I attracting this certain type of person? And you gotta sit there and analyze yourself and think like, are you like, do you have some character traits, excuse me, that's similar to this person? Like, you have to have a self, you have to have a self reflection and look at yourself like, why am I attracting this type of person? Why am I attracting this type of situation? Why am I in this type of environment? Why am I not putting my energy on into getting out of this environment? Like, you have to put your mind on what you desire, what you want. Like, your mind should be focused on Jesus and your goals. Your mind should not be dwelling on your current situation. You should have a mindset on seeing what can you do to get yourself into a better environment, into a better situation, into having better finances, into being around better people. You have to put yourself amongst these things. You know, you have to get yourself out of your comfort zone. If you stay inside of your comfort zone, that's where you will die at. It's time for you to live. It's time for you to see more. It's time for you to experience more out of life. You know, when you get yourself out of your comfort zone and you embrace that change, that's when you have growth. That's when you experience um, the divineness of life by just embracing what life throws at you. You have to have a mindset of knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you can get through it. If God brings you to it, He's going to bring you through it. God provides. God, as long as you're listening to whatever God is directing you to do, as long as you're following God's guidance, He's going to provide through whatever you're facing, through whatever you're going through whatever situation, through whatever He's calling you to do, through wherever He's leading you to go. He's going to provide, and He's going to not only provide, but He's going to go there before you go. God is going to lead the way. God is going to make sure your path is straight as long as you depend and believe in Him. You know, life is too short to be playing small, to be staying in places where you're not welcome, to be staying in places where you're not celebrated, to be staying in places where you don't feel appreciated. Life is too short. It's time for you, in this season, it's time for you to move on and to get all that God has for you. Because when you go where God is leading you to go, that's when you get the divine reality. That's when you start seeing things change. That's when your life begins to shift. That's when life begins to happen for you. You know, you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to get up each and every day and focus on your dreams and goals. What can you do on a consistent basis to bring you closer towards your goals? You know how, like, if you look around your life, if you look around at your home, at your car, at your relationships with people, you know this is a direct correlation on the things you do on a consistent basis. So the car you driving, where you live, your home, your job, like, all these things are basically what you have been doing on a consistent basis. What have you been thinking about? What you have been putting your time and effort into. So if you look around your life and it's not what you want, like, it's not what you desire, it's time for you to start getting focused on God and allow God to redirect your path. Allow God to make your path straight. You know, it's never too late to start over. You know, pray for God to give you a fresh start. Pray for God to redirect your path. Stop settling. Stop settling with anything in life. Like I was telling y'all like a few minutes ago when I was telling y'all like you don't have to settle with where you live. You don't have to settle at a job. You don't have to settle with people as far as relationships. Any type of relationship, you do not have to settle with these people. Just because they're familiar, you do not have to settle. It's time for you to get what's yours. Like a word that I heard in my head today from straight from God, like I just be having conversations with God just in my mind because you know God is omnipresent, meaning the enemy cannot get into your mind and hear your thoughts and see. You know, the enemy can't do that. The only person that's omnipresent is Jesus Christ. So he can, you know, you can have a direct conversation with God just in your mind without having anybody know. And the thing I heard Jesus say, he was like, piece of the pie, my piece of the pie. Like, yes, it's time for you to get your piece of the pie, literally. Like, it's time for you to get your prosperity. It's time for you to get your happiness. It's time for you to have some help. It's time for you to have an overall better life. It's time for you to be in a better environment. It's time for you to be at peace in your life. It's time for you to have some happiness in your life. It's time for you to have some balance. It's time for you to have some fun. It's time for you to have some stability. It's time for you to have a sense of safety, security. It's time for you to have for you to see some progress. It's time for you to get what's meant for you. When God has something for you, there's no demon that can stop it. There's nothing that they could say, nothing they could do, nothing. When God has said, has declared and decreed something over your life, excuse me, y'all, it's literally set in stone. It is nothing nobody can do to stop it. So just keep going. Even though you can't see what's gonna happen next, you have to have a faith and belief in God that's just so out of this world that you know no matter where God is leading you, you're gonna follow him and he's gonna provide. And I promise you, every time you listen to what God is directing you, what God is directing you to do, it's gonna make your life so much better. Just take the leap of faith. Trust in God, believe in God. Stop leaning on your own understanding. Stop leaning on your own abilities to do things because you can't do it all. You can't. We need God in every aspect of life. We need God. And I just wanted to get on here for a minute and just talk to y'all and just prophesize blessings and happiness and favor and peace and love and abundance. And I just want to tell you that you are a divine being. You was handcrafted. God literally handcrafted you. God literally knows how many hairs you have on your head. You are divine. You are blessed. You're worthy of achieving your wildest dreams. You're worthy of starting over. Hold on, y'all. You're worthy of your dreams coming true. You're worthy of having all that you desire. And you just have to continue to pray and to meditate on the word of God. And just know that God is never going to leave you. And If God is calling you to do something, if God is calling you to go somewhere, I encourage you to go. Like, when you literally take risk in life, like calculated risk, like straight from God, like it's only gonna better your life. It's only gonna better your situation. And stop being comfortable in uncomfortable positions. Because a lot of times we get comfortable in situations that aren't even comfortable. It's time to move forward in life. It's time to have better. It's time to do more. It's time to reach new levels. You know, it's time to have more of an impact. It's time for you to leave a more of an impact on the world. Like, what are you doing to change your situation and other people's situation? Are you encouraging others even when you don't even feel like encouraging yourself? Like, you have to have that type of heart of faith and of God and of um selflessness, and God is gonna reward you for it all. God sees everything that you're doing. You know, every action has a reaction. Whatever energy you're putting out into the world, it has to come back to you. So just make sure you're putting out great energy, positivity, love, and light, and happiness, and wisdom, and encouragement into the world. And all that energy has to come back to you. Even if you haven't seen it yet, it will sure come back in different ways, um, monetarily, um, all through all different aspects of life. It shall come back. You shall reap what you sow in this season. So I just pray that you're doing your best, that you're seeking God, that you are working on becoming your best version of yourself, that you're working on your life and just improving your life. Excuse me. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, you can always improve your life. And just keep going and keep looking forward to what God has for you. Do not bend or break your morals just because things aren't going your way. Don't do things that you know you have moved on from, that you have outgrown. Like, leave those things in the past and just allow God to direct you and to provide for you, and just grow with God and let the past go and look forward to what God has for you. God has big plans for you. God sees you winning. Nobody on this earth wants to see you win the way God wants to see you win. So just keep looking forward and know that you are never alone in anything you do, because God has your back 100% of the time. And life is great and it's only getting better. I literally say that every day. Life is great and only getting better. You have to have a mindset to know that things are only getting better for you. As long as you're waking up, hold on, y'all. As long as you're waking up and you're choosing to focus on God, you're choosing to focus on yourself, the only thing that can happen is growth. The only thing that can happen is prosperity. The only thing that can happen is blessings. The only thing that can happen is opportunities. The only thing that can happen is doors opening. The only thing that can happen is the right people coming at the right time. You being at the right place at the right time. Like, just know that no matter what you're doing in life, that As long as you're focusing on God, that things will get better. So just wake up every day and give God the highest praise and know that life is only getting better. Know that you are the best and always speak highly of yourself. Never allow other people's opinions, projections of themselves, the way they try to project on you, never allow that to make you feel differently about yourself. The way you feel about yourself should never be swayed based off another person's opinions, whether it's good or bad. You don't need validation. You have to have a knowing about yourself. Do not seek validation from an outside source. Get all of your validation from yourself and Jesus Christ. And Jesus sees you in such high regard. And it's time for you to start seeing yourself in that light. I love y'all. And I'm going to talk to y'all later.